guys, thanks for joining us today. My name's Steve Cooper and you're watching In Deep on the Delta, and the video that I'm going to be showing today took place about 3 weeks ago here on the Delta, and it's going to document 3 days of crazy fishing that I had after I found a bank that was just loaded with fish. And we're going to be looking at everything from the minute that I found the fish. I dropped down a camera. I've got some great underwater footage. Just remember, when you're seeing this underwater footage, the fish that you're seeing on it, maybe 1/3 of the fish that I was seeing as I was filming. So just a ton of fish out here. It's not an instructional video. It's more about the river and the fish and why this river is so addicting, why all of us that are largemouth bass fishermen love to fish this river. I'm going to call the video Chasing the Green Ghost, and literally that's what I was doing. The fish appeared. They gave me about 3 days to just work them over as hard as I could, and then they disappeared. In my opinion, this video is what the Delta is all about. It will show how exciting it can be, how frustrating it can be. It'll show the ups and downs and everything in between. It's what makes this river the Delta. It's what makes guys like me come back year after year and basically decade after decade. That's the California Delta, and I hope I'm able to just relay the pure excitement that this river can generate, knowing the fish that are down there can just offer you maybe one of the best angling days of your life. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. I just want you guys to see how crazy this is on this bank. This isn't a bank that I fish very often. I just happened to pull in and see this. I'll be dropping this camera down and just giving you an inside look of what I'm seeing, hopefully. Here we go. I'm following about 3 or 4 fish right now. Those are smaller ones. Here's a big one up here. This is so ridiculous. What am I doing filming this crap? I'm in about 10 feet of water. There's hydrilla growing within oh, here comes another one of these soft spots. Watch this. See those clamshells? I think that could be a bit. Look at the size of that boy. Whoa. I gotta figure out how to catch these. I'm not showing my butt, am I? Ridiculous. Look at the size of that one. Okay, back to fishing, guys. I've seen so many 6-7 pound fish in here that my heart is pounding. Wow, amazing. This is just absolutely amazing. Okay, this first little segment is the first, I'd say, half an hour to 45 minutes when I first started fishing this bank. It was tough. I threw quite a few things, reaction baits, worms, lipless. Didn't get anything. I finally picked up a couple of small fish on a Kitech. You can see where I'm catching this one fish. I'm checking it. I'm looking for milk. It was a male, and I'm thinking that they may be spawning, and that may give me a clue to the puzzle to help me crack why I wasn't catching the bigger fish down there. So we'll take a look at that first. There's one. It's not a big one, but it's a start. Okay. This one took a Kitech on an underspin. This is a small one. Let's take a look here. Oops, come on, baby. I'm having these fish look at this, but they're not taking it. I don't want to keep throwing this over the top of these fish where they get imprinted where they don't want to take it. So this is going to be a place that I'm going to work the heck out of. Absolutely the most tough time to fish. Low tide. It's just starting to move. Water clarity is 12 feet on the delta. Fish are down at the bottom. Oh, there are just fish after fish after fish. Okay, so we caught a couple fish there. I decided I didn't want to imprint that bank, so I pulled up, I took off, and I fished another location. I was probably out there for a couple hours. Came back looking for a new tide at the bank where I knew there was fish, and the tide hadn't really, it was moving a little bit, but it really wasn't a great tide. So I started fishing it, and I started picking apart some of these fish with a slow presentation and a deep presentation. I was fishing with worms, so we'll watch a couple of the fish catches that I got that first. There it is. There it is. So what we've done, we came down this bank earlier today. I showed you what was in here. It was a dead tide, nothing happening. 10 to 12 foot visibility, fish really spooky. So once they told us where they were, I'm back when the tide is moving. And it's the first part of the incoming tide. Dead sticking worms, making long cast, and just going over it very methodical. Remember, I came by here once, couldn't catch anything, and I resisted the urge to just work this bank. I didn't want the fish to see my boat. I don't want them to see everything that I've got. I wanted to come back when the tide was moving hopefully when the fish are a little more active. They are active. I'm starting to get some nice fish, but the big ones haven't really turned on. There's one. That's a good fish. That's a better fish. All right. There's one of them. It took a Nico rigged robo-worm. Just dead sticking. All right. There it is. All right, they're starting to fall now. Solid fish. Oh. There's another one. All right. Okay, another decent fish on a wacky margarita mutilator, just dead stick. I'm under a little bit of a time restraint right now, but I'm going to come back. Today's Sunday. I can't get out Monday. I'll be out here Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday. And I'm gonna start re-rigging as soon as I get home. And I'm fired up about this place. Okay, so I caught a few fish that first day, had some fun. I was starting to put the pieces together to the puzzle. Hadn't cracked everything yet, but I was really confident that things were going in my direction. The ball was in my court, and I was changing things little by little to get those fish on the deck. So I got home that evening, and I put my wife on high alert, code red, and that's the alert that I usually send out when something big is about to happen on the Delta. I was fired up. I was changing out lines, leaders, doing everything I could to prepare myself. And for us, high alert at the Cooper household means all non-essential household chores are put to the side. There's no yard work, there's no washing the cars. All of that is put aside, and we're on high alert, code 4, fishing. That's it. So I started, oh, and by the way, my wife kind of mentioned to me that we had set a record. I had put the household on high alert, I think 22 times just in the last month. So I guess the high alert for the fishing is not that big of a deal in my household. But just make note, I was on high alert, and I went to bed that night. I couldn't sleep. I woke up at 3:30. I obviously couldn't go back to bed. I got up at 4. I had a light breakfast. I was out on the water about an hour before sunup. It was colder than heck, and I really didn't fish until the sun started coming up. What you're going to see here is the second day, sun's coming up, and I get onto a topwater bite. Again, it wasn't great, but I was having fun and I was catching some quality fish. Let's check out that topwater bite and day 2.
There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. That's a good one. Oh, that's a little better. This one hit it like it was a big one.
Nice chunky fish. Not huge, but lots of fun. Remember my video on the silent killer? Dead calm, 55-degree water, and the fish are grabbing it. Just really slow and not making a lot of disturbance. It's exciting fishing. Okay, we're fishing that bank that we filmed a couple days ago that had all the fish on it. We know they're out here. I got out here at daybreak. I picked up about a half a dozen fish from keeper size to about 3 pounds on that topwater. They've seemed to wean off the topwater. So we're gonna fish this really slow with a variety of different plastics, just getting along the bottom and seeing if we can't get some of those big fish to bite. Okay, so we get out the next day. Again, I'm out super early, right at daybreak. It's foggy, it's cold. Again, there's a topwater bite. It's 50 degrees and I'm picking them up on a bubble walker and varied walking baits. But that topwater bite lasts about a half an hour. Now, there's a little frustration moving in because it's not the amount of fish that I'm catching. I'm having really pretty good days for, 52-degree temperatures, winter coming on. I'm catching fish and I'm catching some quality fish, but I know there's huge fish down there and I'm not being able to crack that. So I fish the topwater, go back to worming, I catch a few more fish, and at that time I'm thinking, well, we're going to just have to chalk one up to the fish. And you can see I released the last fish. I decide I'm heading home. And So I went home and I was thinking, you know, that's it. The fish won. I had a great time. It wasn't that I wasn't catching fish. I was having really good fishing for wintertime conditions, catching some quality fish. I just wasn't able to totally put the puzzle together and start catching those big 6, 7, 8 pounders that were down there. Had a great time, and that's what it's all about. It's the loving of the game. It's coming out here and working the areas, learning, trying as hard as you can to catch them. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. I told you we'd be calling this video Chasing the Green Ghost. Well, I found the green ghost this time. I just wasn't able to catch the green ghost. They showed me that they were down there and then they disappeared. And I hope that you guys can just see how much fun it was for me, how much excitement it generated for me, even though I didn't get the big ones, but that's what it's all about. For you guys, I hope you get out and chase that green ghost. I hope you find him and I hope you catch him. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. The next couple videos coming up are going to be full-fledged instructional videos. A lot of you have been asking me about the more instructional videos. They're coming up. The next video coming out will be a in-depth instructional video on cold weather worming techniques. We're going to talk about everything that I've been doing the last month to catch fish. I think you're going to really enjoy that. I'm also going to get heavy into how to locate fish out here. That's the other thing you guys have been asking me. So we're going to be working towards those instructional videos for the rest of the winter, and come next spring you guys are going to be ready to go out and have a real good handle on how to get out here, locate some fish and catch some big fish. So again, keep chasing the green ghost, and we'll see you at the next video.